Hi, I'm Amanda Brissot, General Manager of the Western Sydney Business Connection, and I'm here with Melissa Powick. Mel's from ChandlerWoods, a recruitment and HR consulting company based in Sydney and a valued gold member of WSBC. There's little doubt that the recent COVID-19 restrictions have affected us all somehow, some more than others. And whether that be the new rules and regulations, changes in your company arrangements, or simply just getting used to working remotely. Mel's here to share some of her knowledge and experience with all of us. She gets asked a lot of questions in her role around all sorts of things to do with HR, especially now during COVID-19 and the relevant restrictions associated with that. Of course, please consider this advice that we're about to give you general in nature. No two businesses are the same. And owners and managers should really seek advice on what's right for their business if they are unsure. Let's get right into it. Welcome, Mel. So what should employers know about working from home? And is there anything in particular you think they should be aware of?
Yeah, thanks, Amanda. Working from home has gradually become the new normal, and some employers and employees will still be relatively new to this idea. As an employer, it's vitally important that you maintain momentum, and there are some things that you can do to help with that. You can ensure that employees are doing meaningful work. Ensure that the outcomes produced by employees are valued more than how they achieve those outcomes. Give them the space to be able to achieve how they would like to whilst they are at home. Align employees' work to their strengths and ensure that they have the resources they need to succeed. And setting goals for employees and measures and milestones is so important during this time, and ensure that you can keep them on track and keep them focused. And establish regular one-on-one check-in processes with your employees to monitor the progress of the goals and to provide support when needed. And also, I think, virtual team meetings are great to keep the groups in contact with each other and to share team progress and other information that might be vital to those employees. But Amanda, it's also worth noting or mentioning at the moment that the government has introduced a fine for employers who force their employees to go into the office. So it's really important during these stay-at-home orders that people, where possible, can work from home. And those fines are up to $10,000. So it's really important that employers try and work as best as possible to keep employees safe during this time and allow them to work from home.
What are your sort of top 5 tips, I suppose, or your top few tips on managing employees who do have to work from home?
Yeah, look, we found that trust and connection and harnessing technology is key to effectively managing work from home employees. And some other tips are, communicating openly and communicate often with your employees. However, do resist that urge to micromanage with multiple video meetings involving numerous parties. Instead, keep it short, sharp, and on an individual level where possible. But trust your employees to be productive. Trust them to complete the tasks that you give them, and bolster and encourage the use of technology wherever possible to help your team get their job done.
Look, if you've done all of that, if you've done all the right things and you followed all the advice you've just given, and your team member or your employee is still not performing, what advice do you have?
It's a great question. So if you've tried all of these things and your employee is still not performing, it's important that you have a conversation with them and really, I suppose, outline what is expected and, where they're not hitting the mark. Your role as a leader is to work with your employee to find out what's going on. Why aren't they achieving their set tasks and targets? And do consider the mental health issues at the moment and stress that people are under at this time. We're all experiencing this current situation very differently, and each of our situations is, unique and different. But follow a fair process as well for performance management. So if you do need to start performance management, make sure the process is fair, and you can find more information about this on the Fair Work website or by contacting us at ChandlerWoods.
Great advice. And this leads to the following question. So employee engagement, how important is it to keep employees engaged during this time, and how do we do it?
Yeah, there's never been a more crucial time, I think, to keep your employees engaged. This situation, however, is different for everyone. For example, some people, as we said, like working from home and some don't, and others find it challenging to juggle work and family in the home environment, particularly with homeschooling at the moment. That's a real challenge. And there are also many unknowns and things are moving very quickly. But what we do know that is essential is to keep your employees focused and engaged so that they're ready to hit the ground running once, this situation improves. And you can do this by providing regular newsletters and updates, ensuring and enforcing, appropriate health and safety initiatives, and reminding your employees to do the right thing, during these health orders that we're given. Encourage online training and review sessions, and don't forget to check in with them occasionally, either text messages or phone calls. Even if they're not working for you at the moment, you have no work, it's really important that you maintain that check in with them just to see how they're going.
Yeah, it's definitely a lonely time for a lot of people, particularly those who aren't, distracted with work, maybe have been stood down or laid off. So what are employers' responsibilities in relation to health and safety?
Yeah, look, health and safety must be assured when they're working, outside of the office. And, so what does this mean? Well, it means the employers must make sure that employees' home office is safe. And that's very difficult because they're unable to go into each of the employees' home areas. But do this by talking to your employees, to work with your staff, to ensure that they have an area to conduct their work safely. And if possible, provide support, laptops, computers. Some employers are letting people take home, their chairs, and other furniture that may help them to do their work, or providing some funding to help them, set up a safe work environment that's also productive. Building loyalty and goodwill now will ensure that that you will have motivated team of employees in your business, and when we're ready to open, they're ready to get back in there again and work really well for you.
Now, unfortunately, there might be, some of our businesses that will be in the position where they'll need to stand down staff. When can employers stand down employees? At what point is this a fair course of action?
Yeah, look, I was talking to you offline about this before and saying that there hasn't been as much information around this time round as there was last time that we went into a lockdown phase. But employers may be able to stand down their employees during this coronavirus outbreak for various reasons. And these include, the business is closed because of an enforceable government direction. And this means that employees can't be usefully employed even from another location. Or there is a stoppage to work due to a lack of supply for which the employer can't be held responsible. However, before you stand down any employee, it's so important that you check the provisions in your award or enterprise agreement or contract. And there may be other clauses as well that are applicable. So please do your homework before you just sort of rush off and stand down employees.
And what advice do you have for employers so they don't have to stand down an employee?
Yeah, before you stand down an employee from your business, you should really consider all the options. And that is, having employees work from home where possible. And this may include working on some of those projects or completing online training or admin tasks, the things that we've put off because we've been too busy or we just don't get time to do. Agreeing also to make temporary changes to the employee's duties or hours of work or their rosters. And this can also help with completion of some of those projects or tasks. But again, it's really important to talk to your employees, talk to them about what's right for them. Some employees may take paid leave during this period of time. I know some parents are taking paid leave now to help with homeschooling. And I know others know that they'll be busy once the lockdown ends. So they're taking a well-earned break now, and getting ready for, when things do open back up again. And also help your employees to get access to any of that government financial support that's available as well. I think the primary consideration, as I said, is to talk to your employees, be open and honest, and work together on problem solving and decide on, the ideal solution that works for both of you. And that's the best outcome that we can do at the moment.
That's great advice, I think, being really transparent. And you don't know, you don't always automatically know the situation that your employees are in. Maybe you're right, they might really need a little bit of time off because managing sort of homeschooling and working full time is certainly very challenging. And there is also a lot of pressure on people at the moment, so that you might be surprised if you just have those open and honest conversations. Really great advice, Mel, and really appreciate your time. If anyone listening today, any of our members would like any more information, what advice do you have for them?
Yeah, look, we'd be happy to help or point them in the right direction. You can contact us by calling us on 1800 841 971 or visit us at ChandlerWoods.com.au to find out more about how we can help with your business.
Great stuff, Mel. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Amanda.